Hello, in this example we're going to look at the relationship between inverse functions and the original function. So what we're going to do in this case, we're asked to write each of the following statements in such a way as they involve inverse functions. So if we take the first one, it says f of 6 equals 2. Well, first of all, what that means is that if we have a set, a domain, that includes the number 6, and we put it through the function f, then it ends up on the number 2. Okay, so 6 ends up on 2. Now, the thing about inverse functions is they take you back in the opposite direction. So the inverse function starts at 2 and takes you back to 6. Okay, that's what an inverse function is. If f is a function that takes you in one direction, f minus f inverse takes you in the opposite direction. So if f of 6 equals 2, then f inverse of 2 equals 6. So we're using f inverse, we're starting it with 2, and it's going to take us to 6. So the way we write that is f inverse of 2 equals 6. Okay, now what we're going to try and do is write the other two answers without a diagram. So we have here p of 11 equals negative 2, and that means if we start with 11 and put it through the function p, we end up at negative 2. The way that we change that so that it becomes an inverse is we go p inverse. Okay, p to the power of negative 1 is not really a power, it's just a different notation. It means p inverse. You start with negative 2 and you end up at 11. So p is a function. If you begin with 11, it gives you negative 2. So p inverse, if you begin with negative 2, it'll take you to 11. And then the last one, sorry, wrong pen, h of negative 8 equals 0. And again, writing that as an inverse. Well, the function was h, so the inverse function is h inverse. We ended up, h started with negative 8 and ended up in 0, so h inverse starts with 0 and ends up at negative 8. Okay, so in orange, these are our answers here. Okay, so we've taken the original function and learned how to write it as an inverse. Okay, so you start off, the inverse function starts off at the end of the original function and takes you back to the first number.